someone came up to you on the street today and said that they were talking directly to God and that he had given them a mission, are you going to think that person's a prophet or insane? And what does that have to do with hippie German love fests? Come on, I'll show you. In the early 1500s, protests against the church had begun to spread across Europe. Eventually, these forms of protests began to splinter off into new forms of Christianity altogether. One of these groups is known as the Anabaptists, that, among other things, say infant baptism doesn't count, so you gotta get rebaptized as an adult. And since they're protesting the church, they swear off things like money and property. And so in 1534, this Anabaptist leader named Jan Matthias seizes the German town of Munster. His followers seized the city, accepted the converts, and forced everybody else out. Now, of course, the crown prince was going to get his city back. To which Jan Matthias replied, I got this. I mean, I'm righteous, and God is on my side. He goes out to meet the crown prince's men and is promptly dispatched in a most horrible way. His noggin is put on a stick and his ding-dong is nailed to a door. And here's the thing that always gets me about cults. I think it's safe to call this a cult. They have a way of continuing on even after they've clearly lost the point. But I also get that you have wrapped up your identity and sacrificed so much to this group that it is impossible to admit that you've been duped. And so when the second in command of the group, a guy named Jan van Leyden, this story's got more yawns than an economics lecture, am I right? Anyway, when story of Jan 1's demise comes out, Jan 2 takes over in dramatic fashion. He comes out of the Anabaptist headquarters in a frenzy. He's shouting, he's screaming, he's rolling on the ground, and he's doing all of this naked. Eventually he stands up and he... Yeah? Okay, I'll let him know. He begins directly talking to God. As in like an open dialogue we can only hear one end of. He announces to his followers, of course Jan number 1 failed. And the reason should be obvious. Jan number 1 didn't take things far enough. Sure, taking over a city and exiling the non-converts and defending that city by force is good, but God's not a punk. He doesn't do half measures. We haven't taken things far enough. Let's take the no wealth thing, for example. There's still some wealthy people walking around the city. And this is where the leopards eating face part comes in. Because the wealthy people in the city were the ones that initially supported the Anabaptists as a way for them to get more power. And now you're telling me this giraffe-looking dude is having me bring all of my stuff to the middle of town so he can distribute it as he sees fits? That sounds like communism. If you didn't like that, you're gonna hate this, says Jan number 2. Because, especially at this time, you know what's another form of property? Your wife. Marriage is a contract after all, and ownership of anything of any kind is bad. So let's just do away with marriage. Hey, free love hippie fest, whether you like it or not. Now this move gets some people's attention, and they say enough with this horse shit. But Jan 2 still had enough support to maintain power. That's another fucking crazy thing about cults. So once you get power, we'll say the monopoly on violence, losing it, even if you have minority support, is rather difficult. Apartheid South Africa, for example. Jan 2 realizes there's too many people to actively suppress, so it gives them the option to leave the city. But he says, once you've left, you can't come back. To which the people say, fucking great, we don't want to come back, you're a psycho. But there's a catch. Most ancient cities have walls around them, for protection. As everybody was hanging out in the cities, the mercenaries had built another wall around the city. So now there's 2 walls surrounding these people. As the mob goes out from city wall number 1, soldiers on wall number 2 start firing on them. Because yeah, you're part of the people that we've been fighting. So the mob turns around and runs back to wall number 1 and say, holy shit, we made a mistake, let us in. To which Jan number 2 replies, I thought we had a deal. I was going to let you leave, but you couldn't come back. I'm honoring my part of the deal. I'll see you lot in hell. From heaven. And now you have hundreds of people, mostly women and children, with no food or shelter, trapped between 2 forces greater than themselves. All for the glory of God. There's still a lot more suffering to go, but we'll get Jan 2 and his cronies in these cages next time, I promise.